Hello guys, welcome to today's video. If you're new to this channel, I say welcome. Please feel free to like and subscribe. If you're an OG subscriber, you're welcome as well. What we'll be needing for this video is you need your scissors, your chalk, your hip curve and your tape. And this video, in today's tutorial, we'll be making a palazzo trouser. My fabric is already on fold and my starting point line, I've already marked that one out. How you will get the amount of fabric that will be on fold will be determined by your client's lap measurement. So for my clients, so the calculation is your client's lap measurement divided by 2 plus 6 inches. Your client's lap measurement divided by 2 plus 6 inches. For my clients, a lap measurement is 24 divided by 2 will give us 12 plus 6 inches is going to give us 18. So I have 18 inches of fabric on fold like that. Okay, so guys, the next thing we'll be doing now is we come up here, measure 2 inches. As you can see, measure 2 inches like that. Then you measure again from that upper side to wherever your trouser measurement stops at. You measure the 2 inches like that. Then you join with a straight line. You join all the 2 inches points with a straight line. Guys, the next thing we'll be doing is to measure the length of our trouser. Okay, my client's trouser length is 42. My client trouser length is 42 plus 2 inches folding allowance at the down part makes it 44. Okay, so you remove 2 inches for the band width, which will now give us 42 back. Okay, so we'll measure 42 from the starting point line to wherever it stops at. We'll mark 42 like that. Okay, you mark the 42 like that. Then you move your tape to the middle. You mark 42 also. Then you move it to the side as well and mark 42 as well. Then you join the down part, the 42-inch point, you join it with a straight line. Okay, the 3 points, you join it together with the straight line. The next thing is we'll come to the upper side to mark our hip depth and our crotch line as well. So my client's hip depth is 8 inches. As you can see, I've marked it. Then our crotch length is 9 inches. And how to get the crotch length is you ask your client to sit on a flat surface, then you measure from their waist to wherever the butt touches the chair. Okay, so as is 9 inches, then we'll join the 2 points of the hip depth together with a straight line, you can see. Then we join the crotch length as well with a straight line. The next thing is to divide her hip measurement by 4. Our hip is hip 42. Divided by 4, we get 10.5. Okay, guys, 10.5. Then we'll go to that on that 2-inch line. You place 10.5 there and you mark that point. Okay, then you add 1 inch for sewing allowance to it, making 11.5. Then you come to the upper part there, which is the waistline. Then you measure 11.5 there as well. Then you join the 2 points together like so. So now the next thing is the 11.5 on that crotch line that we measured. You divide it by 4, okay? And whatever you get, as is 2.9, then you extend the crotch line forward. You extend it outward, then you mark that 2.9. So the next thing is we come to the waistline, okay, the upper part here. Our waist measurement is waist 32 inches, okay. 32 divided by 2 will have 16 inches. Then that 16 inches, we'll divide it by 2. It will give us 8 inches. Guys, 8 inches. Then you measure from the point here. You measure from here backward. Okay? So that 8 inches, guys, we'll need 2-inch sewing allowance to join it on both sides. Okay? At the side and at the center, we need 2 inches. So making 10 inches all together. Alright, 10 inches. Then we want to mark the 10 inches on the waist line. Okay, so now you measure from that point to that place. So you measure 10 inches and you mark it there. So the next thing is you join the 2 points, the hip line and the waistline, you join them together either with the hip curve or you use your hand to join them together. So the next thing is we'll come to our crotch line there. Okay, you see that angle 90 on that crotch line. You place 1.5 inch on that angle 90, 1.5, then you measure, then you draw the curve, okay? 1.5 inch outward, not inward, outward from that angle 90, and you measure the curve like that, as you can see it. Okay, so the next thing is we'll measure the crotch length, which is 14.5 now. 14.5 divided by 2 will have 7.2. Okay, that's 7.2. You come to the waistline. On that 2-inch mark, you place the 7.2 there. Then you measure, you mark wherever it stops at, like that over there. Then you go to the down part as well. On the 2-inch line also, you place the 7.2 there. And you mark it as well at that place. So the wideness my client wants for her palazzo trouser is 30 inches wide plus 4 inches sewing allowance. It's going to be 34 inches. Okay, so that 34 inches divided by 2 will have 17 inches. Minus half an inch, guys. You minus half an inch from that 17 inches, it will give us 16 and half. So 16 and half divided by 2 will be having 8.2. Guys, 8.2. So that 8.2, you place it on the 7.2 inch mark. Okay, so as you can see, the 8.2 is on 7.2 inch mark. Then you mark on that side and you mark on the other side as well, in such a way that after marking that place, we'll join that point to the crotch line. Okay, then at the back here, if you noticed, our 16.5 has entered the 2 inches allowance that we marked out from the beginning. That's the essence of the 2 inches that we marked out. So then you mark your 16.5 there. Okay, then you join the hip line to that point, to the tip of to the base of the trouser. You join it with a straight line, then you join like that. So the next thing is we go to the other side as well. Then you place your tape through there, Then you join the base of the trouser to the crotch line. Okay, you join with a straight line. The next thing we'll be doing is we'll come to the waistline there. We'll measure half an inch downward from the waistline, measure half an inch. Then you join that point to the waistline. You join it to the waistline. Okay, so after that you come to this 7.2 mark here. This 7.2 mark, this point and the 7.2 mark, you find the difference. So that's, you measure it, that's 4.2, then divided by 2 we have 2.1. So that 2.1 points, that point we just marked now, is very, very important to the back panel. It is important for cutting the back panel because that is where the back panel is going to be starting from, that 2.1 marking. So guys, don't forget to mark that place. Okay, so the next thing now is to cut our front panel out. We are done with it. So what we need to do now is to cut it out. So guys, this is the front panel after we've cut it out. So now we'll use it to cut out the back panel. So now this, I've placed it on the back panel. See it, the back panel, the fabric for the back panel is on fold. I fold into 2. Then the crotch, you extend the crotch line, you extend it out. Then the 2.1 point line that I was telling you about, you draw it out on the back panel as well, like that. You draw it out upward like that. Then you measure your waist measurements. You check it if it's still the same. You know it's 10 inches rather. So okay, it is still 10 inches. Then you extend the waistline. You extend it outward as well on the back fabric for the back panel. You see it, you extend it out as well like that. Okay, so now we'll go to that line, the 2.1 line that we've drawn out on the back panel. We'll mark 2.9 inches on it. Remember, the difference between our thigh and our hip was 2.9, so you mark it out like that. Then you measure that 10 inches for the waist measurement. You place your tape on that 2-point line, that point. Then that tape, wherever the 10 inches stops at on that waistline you drawn out on the back panel fabric, you mark that point. So that is it, that marking here. After that, you join the 2 points together. Okay, like that. So the next thing is we come to the crotch line here, where our front panel crotch line stops at. We'll place 2.9 inches there outward. Then we'll mark it there. Then you mark it right there. Okay, you mark it like so. So the next thing is you come to this angle 90 here. Remember when we are drawing the curve for the crotch line, the crotch depth that time. So you place 2 inches on it. The distance that will be between the front and the back curve on the crotch line will be 2 inches. Then you curve it out like so. Then you join it to the waist line like that. You join it to the waistline. Open it, remove the front panel like that. Then join the lines together like so. Alright guys, so after that, this waistline here where that 10 inches stops at, you join that point to the hip line like that. You join it to the hip line like that. Okay, then we'll come to the base of the trouser. You measure 1 inch from where the front panel stops out. You measure 1 inch outward. Then that is it. Then you join it to the crotch line. So the distance between the front panel and the back panel at the base of the trouser is 1 inch. Okay, then you join it to the crotch line like that. Okay guys, then we'll come to our front panel. You measure from that place, from the base of the trouser to the crotch line. Whatever you have there, okay guys, whatever you have there, you measure it out on the back panel like that. Then you mark it out. If it's not the same thing, you measure it out, then you mark it at that point. Okay, so I'm going to mark it now. So that means we are reshaping that curve there. So guys, we are done with the palazzo trouser now. So the next thing is to cut it out. Guys, as you can see, it is simple to cut. It is easy to cut. It is not difficult. So after this now, the next thing is we'll move to the top, the kimono top. Please guys, like this video. If you find it interesting, subscribe as well.